Thank you, Gerlach. I too would like to welcome the fact that the Taoiseach has indicated over the weekend that he'll bring forward legislation to extend the franchise in the Senate university elections to all universities, to all third-level institutions. I think it's a very welcome first step, but I also think that much more has to be done. I don't think any of us can be under any illusions that the people voted in the Senate referendum for kind of minor tinkering or just fixing the issue with the university seats. The people voted for real and significant reform, both of how this House is elected and how it does its business. And I think anything short of that will be a sop and is an insult to the electorate. So I would like to, I'd like to call on the leader to ensure that this House plays a leading role in driving forward the momentum for reform of the Seanad. I think the leader played a very strong role during the campaign, and I appreciate that must have been politically very difficult and personally difficult for himself, but I think that he represented all of us very well in a very dignified way. But I think that it's essential for this House now to ensure that the momentum for reform is pushed ahead, because particularly when it comes to the elections, I mean, people from anybody that I spoke to during the campaign want to see one citizen, one vote. It's a positive thing to extend it to other universities, but how do you explain to people that somebody is entitled to a vote just because they have a higher standard of education? That's still, it's a step forward to extend to colleges like DCU, but it's still a snub to everybody else. So I think it's essential that this House pushes that process forward. We have two bills before the House, the Queen's Upon Bill and the Crown Bill. I'd like to see those proceed. I'm very concerned about the messages that have been coming from the Taoiseach and from other ministers over the course of the last week, that they seem to see the university seats as really the only major change that will come and everything else will be kicked to touch. That's not necessary. We can change the electoral system by legislation, and we can do it straight away. And I just would hope that we would, rather than rest on our laurels, let's respond to the real message that people actually gave us during the course of the referendum campaign, and let this House be the one that drives forward real reform.